And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, as we trek through Rotten Reelz Reviews, audio review number 35. The opening credits start us off with some Gregorian chant, and yet again I'll be buggered if I know what the hell they're saying. I mean, I have on good authority there will be some surprises in store for us this time around. So saddle up, settle in, and get ready for a whirlwind of excitement. This is Ghost Galleon! Moving our location, we find ourselves the happening streets of Madrid. And it's Fashion Week in Madrid. I didn't know that was a port of call for such, but so I'll just smile, nod, and sally forth. Oh, sweet Jesus, this is Horror of the Zombies. Man. Yeah, the third Blind Dead that drags at a snail's pace. Oh, thank you, alternative title. Thank you so bloody much. So we see the world of modeling through the eyes of Naomi, Barbara Ray of El Cholo, Zorita Martez, Rosotos, and Vampresias, as she's looking for her missing roommate, Kathy. Her last known location was with her employer, Lillian, Maria Parce of Man's Favorite Sport, 633rd Squadron, House of Psychotic Women, Fox Hunt, and People Who Own the Dark. A woman so cold to the touch you could keep a side of beef in her for a month. Lillian states that Kathy, Blanca Estrada of I Hate My Body, the Book of Good Love, Las Garcia de Jen, and Mystery of Monster Island, is no doubt a typical dumb girl and shirking her responsibility, and thus shooing Naomi away. Naomi threatens to call the police, and Lillian looks genuinely nervous. Later that day, Lillian explains to Naomi that Kathy is in fact fine and on a boat in the Atlantic with another model partaking in a publicity stunt for a sportswear advertisement campaign. Yeah, I'm stumped how that helps the shareholders too, folks. Say, weren't there Knights Templar in this movie, if this follows The Blind Dead? This is sort of where the story's kind of detracting from the overall presence of the second film, with foundation of explaining who the Knights are, what their purpose was, their overall goal. This film seems to do about a 180, leaving you going, yeah, I could be doing laundry right now. Methinks the producers, the Wendy Munders, had way too much influence and said, hey, we want to see jiggly girls in bikinis. Perhaps a tad more tactful than that. Getting back to our riveting story, entrepreneur Howard Tucker, or Jack Taylor, from Vampire's Night Orgy, Call of the Blonde Goddess, Conan the Barbarian, Panther Squad, and the Sea Serpent, sporting goods mogul, decides to hire both Kathy and the Reina for this brilliant concept to bring vast media attention as they're out to sea in a major shipping route and lane. And dear God, that is incredibly dangerous. And what's the logic here? Tee-hee, girls defenseless and in need of rescue. I mean, Christ, it's amazing they don't get diced by a major freighter cargo ship, because they're not going to see that tiny boat in the water. I really don't know what the crux of this plan is, but Tucker is convinced this will net him millions, especially after his car tanked. No, wait, that's a Jeff Bridges movie. God, I could be watching that right now instead. Yeah. The girls report every other hour via CB to inform us that they're fine, but this time around they see in the dry ice-oriented fog an ancient Spanish galleon that crashes right into their little speedboat. They're forced to climb aboard as they are many miles or fathoms or kilometers? I'm not sure what the nautical part for that is. From civilization. Such awesome power does this ship emit that it can turn day into night, produce more fog than that Carpenter flick, and yet still is less dense than those models. With no communication after their last contact, Naomi threatens to go to the press. Tucker's henchman, Sergio, or Manuel Basso Turan's high school, oh Lord, Thieves go to office, Petra de Gallo, and after class, locks her up and ties her to a cot. So, just so we're clear, we have thus far on the list, endangerment to human life, fraud, and now kidnapping is the order of the day. You know, for a business mogul, Tucker seems a bit, what's the word? Dumb. Clearly needs to take, I'm just thinking maybe he needs to take Naomi for a little drive that ends in a massive trash compactor. Just a thought. This is all I can do to help the guy out. He's already going down this dark path. Let him go further. Tucker and Lillian decide to go to the girls' aid after making a quick stop at the university for an expert on 16th century galleons. Keep in mind, the description of the ship itself borderlined on, it's a big boat. Seriously, these girls barely mentioned it had 3 masts, which in fact it actually only has 2, according to the outcrop of it. But hey, you know what? I'm moving on. But don't worry, we're being treated to a myriad of ass pan shots. Girlies in bikinis, crucial to the story, no doubt. This bit of filler goes on and on as the girls slowly look around the ship. I'm guessing it was to build tension, but honestly, it's just reminding me the previous 2 Blind Dead flicks were better paced, creepy, and actually had a clever story. Also, I think the rescue is being hampered by the transition from day shots into night shots. Now, personally, I was thinking it was like some sort of kooky temporal riff allowing the girls to see out in the world, but in fact they're actually like 12 hours ahead in the day, or in this case the evening. And sadly, it's probably more likely they just couldn't get night shots to match up with everything else because of location, and production value. Lorena's meandering around the ship just past the film, like more so than the bras I've already seen in this movie. Just taking 20 every 5 feet, glancing around at speeds the gal from Carnival of Souls could only dream of. Although she doesn't raise an eyebrow throughout each passing, so we must make do. The impromptu Scooby Gang drags the poor professor along to find said boat in order to help Lorena and Kathy. Before it's dun too late. Yeah, and maybe they just also need to thin out the cast. Also, there's absolutely no mention of Sergio's attack. Yeah, that all just gets swept under the rug there. Classy movie, real classy. And a pathetic attempt at a backstory for almost every character except the ship's parrot just drug on. The parrot didn't have much of a speaking part, and he was kind of a womanizing booze hound, so, there you have it. The production quality really went downhill. The lighting with the fog looks atrocious, and I feel like I'm watching a Scooby-Doo mystery with implied rape, slow pacing, and death scenes that take ages to start. I mean, yeah, it's still the same level of the grisly kills, but it just feels like it's forced. And of course, all the important questions of why are just popping in your head, like, why are the Knights Templar even on this galleon? Did they have a falling out with their brothers in Portugal? Are they even from the same sect? Does it still burn when they pee? Because, probably syphilis, I'm guessing on that one. Guess the trip took all night to get him out there. Nope, back to the time dilation field. And ladies, I cannot stress enough how much I want to drown Sergio right about now. Yeah. Armed with only their wits, no weapons, first aid, food, or water, they just board the ship. Yep, not a single pistol or rifle amongst the guys. And, well, the dress code kind of looked like a 70s interpretation of the Pirates of Penzance. This calls for more pacing and meandering about. Thought you saw the last of that, didn't you? No. Don't pass that on me now, sweetness. We got a full night ahead. Well, that may have actually been creepier than I intended it to be. Sorry about that. And she's screwed. Tucker and Sergio seem to be negotiating whether or not Sergio tells the world about that Tucker may have gotten a couple of girls killed for the sake of a stunt. Aha! Subplot! This is, of course, assuming that we've completely forgotten that Tucker's henchmen had attacked Naomi prior to this rescue attempt. assuming charges are ever filed. And by the way, didn't they alert the Did Spain actually have a Coast Guard? I mean, I know they have a search and rescue, obviously, but no, I don't know. 38 minutes go by with the tick-tock of the slowest of clocks. Finally, we're given a hint the Knights of Templar are actually even in the frickin' movie. Over a half hour in this 89-minute feature-length film. And don't get me wrong, the shots of the ship are creepy. There's even a nice pan around to give you the illusion that we're all alone on the ship. But aside from that, I really don't know what to take away from this film. I mean, it would have been far more macabre if you found the girl's body just laying slump on the ground or hanging up in the rafter Voorhees kill style. You know, these are just some suggestions. The set of the ship was awesome, disturbing, but overall, I just couldn't understand why you would put less than nautical people on the open sea. And that just felt a little off. Also, the blocking in this film is terrible. What's that? 3 people in the scene and only 2 can be seen? Meh, let them fix it in post and see if I give a shit. I mean, it's bad when Armando Osorio goes on the record during his interview/documentary that he was less than satisfied and film had interrupted with suggestions. So you can see how well they're, you can see how much chop in the water that's going to cause. Well, that's about all I can take away from this. Not a great film, and honestly, kind of a sad follow-up to the previous 2. And again, if you guys have any suggestions at all, if you have perhaps maybe some comments, some complaints, whatever you feel like, let me know what's going on. Give me a buzz. Hit me up on Facebook with Rotten Reels Reviews. Hey, hit it in the comment center on this. Go nuts. Yeah, here's hoping that Night of the Seagulls, a.k.a. Blind Dead 4, is a vast improvement over this piece of crap. And, I'm out, folks. Have a good one.